Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. Good morning, Salem, Pristine, Connie, Batgirl, Gary. So this was a little last minute stream, and I'm going to kind of jump right into it. So if you come into the chat as I'm going over everything, hello, welcome. I hope you have a great Sunday. If you're watching a replay, welcome, and I hope you have a great Sunday. Hey, Miss L. So I didn't realize, I didn't hear about it until today that there's apparently another escaped prisoner. Okay. And they seem to be happening everywhere right now. I don't know what is going on in the prison system. I don't know what is going on with the guards. I know a lot of places are understaffed, they're underpaid, but the amount of escaped convicts across the United States right now is very concerning. I mean, very concerning. Hey, Urban. So this particular convict, he actually escaped from Tennessee, and the scary problem with this guy is what he is being accused of, what his crimes and his charges are. So his name is Sean Williams, and Sean Williams is facing charges for being a serial rapist, okay, a child rapist, as well as child pornography. And this man is currently running the streets. I believe we are on 72 hours. I have to go and look. Again, I just seen this morning and felt it was important to talk about. Uh, yeah, so this is a little scary. Good morning, Jay Renee. Good morning, Roddy. Good morning, Cray Cray. Batgirl. Okay, so give me 1 second. I'm going to pull this up for you guys so you can get a little idea of who and what this man is.
The U.S. Marshal for the Eastern District tells us the search for Sean Williams will continue, and they still have a lot of questions surrounding his escape from custody.
Good morning, Joy. Good morning, 71, Chicken Fifi. So this man allegedly was being transported when he broke out the back window and escaped. Okay. So I don't know about any of you, but to me, just hearing it, maybe you have to hear a little more yourself. But I feel like this man had to have had help or has help currently, because the fact that whoever was driving the bus, there should have been more than one person, right? There's the person driving, there should be a guard. How were they not able to hear him busting out a window to escape? There's just something weird here, right? Give me 1 second. I want to make sure I'm going in the right order because it sounds like, well, we'll just go ahead and play this.
A massive search in Greenville as dozens of officers look for 51-year-old Sean Williams, who escaped custody.
It's scary. This our little small town, and
Nashayla Livingston lives on Davis Street with her cousin. She says she was at work when she got a notification on her phone that the nearby schools were on lockdown.
and I called my cousin that we are staying with, and she said the man had came to her house and knocked on the door, and he had his leg tied up and it was bleeding, and he asked could he use the phone, and
So, I agree, Joy. Why isn't this getting more coverage, right? I completely agree with that. Hey, Loki's mom, goody two shoes. I'm Zen. Good morning. So this is the other thing is this man was brave enough to knock at somebody's door and ask to use the phone, right? So let me show you really quick because he did shave off his hair. He did shave off his hair, and he does look a lot different than he looks. I mean, you can see it on my thumbnail. If you put the stream down really quick, you'll see the thumbnail, you'll see him, and it's a drastic change. This is Greenfield, Tennessee. Yeah, Megan. Do you know how many escaped convicts there are right now that we're not hearing about? It is concerning, very concerning. And this guy's charges are sickening, and he's out here. He's roaming around. I don't get it. Why isn't this on coverage on national news everywhere? And I hate to say this, and you know, but let's not forget the big sex ring, child involved sex ring that they just busted over, and not just, but over in Tennessee, where we all know little Summer Wells disappeared from. This gentleman's name is Sean Williams. This piece of shit. His name is Sean Williams. That's the thing. Are they not guarding them, or is this a part? Is this? I'm not one to usually go down these conspiracy rings, but when you see that over in Tennessee, they busted a bunch of people, including teachers and your everyday folks, and being involved. What is going on? Is this one of those things where their friends in blue are backing them up? I just heard about a case that happened very recently where a police officer was arrested for having relations with a child. Why aren't these things making more headlines? Why aren't the waves being, they're not going through? There's a problem with that.
She told him no, he needs to go up the street.
She says he was acting strange.
And he said he had on the khaki pants and he had no shoes on. And he was trying to cover his feet and his ankles too.
The U.S. Marshals Service believes Williams was on the way to the federal courthouse in Greenville from a jail in Laurel County, Kentucky.
Kick out a back window of a transport van and was able to make his way out the window and escape.
U.S. Marshal David Jolly says Williams was handcuffed and had leg shackles, and the officers transporting him didn't realize he escaped.
We have a manhunt investigation going on. Parallel to that, we have a investigation of the why and how of this escape. So we're conducting two different investigations at the same time, so that if we find that there was any facilitation of this in any shape, form, or fashion, negligence of it, we will be seeking prosecution against anybody that might have had any involvement in that.
Williams also has a record of evading police.
Consider him to be very dangerous, and we do consider him to be the type of individual that would do anything in his power to not be captured.
Police are also asking anyone who lives in the area.
Okay, so as you can hear, they believe he had help. What are the chances that there is a window being smashed out and nobody hears a thing? They didn't even realize he escaped. Welcome, Maddie. So you're in Greenville. Wow. Yeah, I have a lot of questions too. A lot of questions. Just like with Danilo Cavalcante, it has recently come out that the other inmates were warning the guards. They were warning the guards that he was planning an escape, yet he was still able to escape. He was listed as high risk for an escape because he was facing life in jail, and yet he was still able to escape. Do you know what I mean? So, like, what is going on? And then you got the 4 other guys, and you got that man that they found, another prisoner. Where was he from? I think Ohio as well. That ended up escaping, and he made his way all the way to here, to the same place Danilo was, where they arrested Danilo. Same exact area. Hey, British Chippy. There are so many escaped prisoners right now. It is unbelievable. Let me go ahead and pull this up because I found this very interesting as well. So not only did on October 19th, the Sean Williams escape, okay, but about a month ago, he tried to escape again before. Oh, wait, let me put this. So let me add this to the list. Give me 1 second. This is interesting. I just saw this come up. Computer files show 52 Sean Williams alleged RAPESs. 52 of them. Why wasn't this man being watched better? They already knew that he was a risk. Let me find my playlist again. Give me 1 second. All right. No. Okay. Give me 1 second. I'm sorry. All right. Here we go. Go ahead and pull this up for you all. So we have the fact that 2 months ago, this man was being charged with attempted to escape. The same man that escaped.
Crime Watch tonight at 6. A former Johnson City businessman appeared in federal court today.
And this appearance was for 2 charges against Sean Williams. He's charged with being a felon in possession of ammunition. He was also just charged with trying to escape from the Washington County, Tennessee Detention Center sometime last month.
News Channel 11's Clarice Shaley was there for Williams' court appearance in Greenville. She's live outside of the courthouse.
Now, Clarice, tell us what happened today in court.
Take notice, Greenville. Okay. So they already knew, just like Danilo, that this man had a history of escaping. Why are we still now? Why in today's world, when we can literally do Zoom for everything else, are we even transporting these dangerous criminals to give them the chance to escape? They don't have a better way to do this? Come on.
Sean Williams appeared in court here just a few hours ago and Sean Williams appeared in court here just a few hours ago and pleaded not guilty. He also learned when his next trial date is scheduled. Sean Williams was transported to the federal courthouse in Greenville for hearings on possession of ammunition and an alleged attempt to escape from the Washington County Jail. Michaela Evans is the reason behind the ammunition charge. She fell from Williams's Johnson City fifth floor apartment in 2020. An investigation into those circumstances led police to the alleged discovery of ammunition. Evans survived the fall but didn't walk on her own for months.
Well, at first I thought I'd be okay. As soon as he started talking, I started crying.
Williams pled not guilty to both charges. He faces a maximum of 5 years for the attempted escape and 10 years for the ammunition charge. Evans hopes Williams is convicted of the newer charge.
You're crazy, because how would you think you could get out? But I'm so glad he didn't, because if he would have, he'd have been gone forever.
Williams also had a motion hearing to suppress the search warrant that resulted in authorities finding 257 rounds of ammunition. With the additional attempted escape charge, the judge ruled to move the motion and trial date to give Williams and his lawyer time to review evidence.
Isn't that so sweet? Just give them more time. And
I think the main thing and the point here is for people to know his name and his face.
Williams' next motion hearing is set for October 3rd, with the full trial on both charges set for November 2nd. Live in Greenville, Clarice Shaley, News Channel 11.
it is funny that she's Greenville and she's wearing all the green, like even the green eyeliner, Hey, Lisa, welcome. Okay, so that's that one. All right. Now let me show you a little bit of this man's horrific crimes. Okay. Again, serial rapist. Okay. I feel like it's like a forbidden word on YouTube. I will get no ad revenue and absolutely no recognition with this stream because I am using the oh so bad words. I don't know why they want us to dance around these serious titles, right? It is what it is. And when we have to say things like grape and we have to use all these QC unaliven and it's ridiculous. Let's call it what it is. Why does YouTube have such a problem with it? It just because it drives me nuts. It seems like we're making a mockery out of it. Trying to, ugh. All right. So, as if it's not scary enough knowing this man is roaming free, it's very insulting to the
New
victims.
tonight, a series of search warrant affidavits are shining new light on the Sean Williams case.
Williams, who faces federal weapons and drug trafficking charges, is the subject of 2 civil lawsuits against the Johnson City Police Department over their handling of sexual assault cases. These search warrants affidavits filed between May the 31st and July.
Look at that creep. Look at this creep. Look at him. Look, this is his mugshot. Look at the smirking. So this is what the creep looked like when he was arrested. What he looks like now is currently what you see on my thumbnail. He looks completely different.
July the 19th, describe evidence of dozens of alleged sexual assaults committed by Williams found on hard drives after he was arrested on drug trafficking charges in North Carolina back in April.
So drug trafficking charges leads to the fact that this man, serial R word, and he recorded them.
After he was arrested on drug trafficking charges, sexual assaults committed by Williams. Describe evidence of dozens of alleged sexual assaults committed by Williams.
Dozens, and he recorded them. They were on files, sorry. Last year, a 46 escapee killed a family of 5 in Texas. It makes my stomach turn. But then they allow the absolute disgust and defamation of other people, right? But don't use those words. Oh, as if it makes a difference.
Found on hard drives after he was arrested on drug trafficking charges in North Carolina back in April. In our top story tonight, News Channel 11's John Janko joins us with what investigators say that they found.
Ansley, in these affidavits, investigators say those hard drives contained images and video of 52 women allegedly being sexually assaulted by a man they identified as Sean Williams.
52 women. 52. That's not including the children. This man is roaming free right now because he was able to break out the window of a transportation van and escape without anybody hearing or seeing it happen. So he got a great head start on all of them. Hey, Samantha, this is, well, Loki's mom, how many times have I said that? Amen to that. Maybe if we started being a little, they literally get a slap on the wrist a lot of times. A lot of people. Especially crimes that involve children. Do to them what they've done to the children.
They say those drives also contained thousands of images of child pornography, including 2 series of images of a male investigators say is Williams sexually assaulting children as young as a year old.
You fucking hear that? Do you hear that? Listen to what this man just said.
Investigators say is Williams sexually assaulting children as young as a year old. Thousands of images of child pornography.
Thousands of images. And then him, children as young as a year old. They're not children, they're babies, a year old. This man is roaming around the streets right now. 52 women, thousands of child pornography, and he himself assaulting babies. Why was this man not being guarded heavily as he was being transported? Why was he given the opportunity to bust out a window?
Pornography, including 2 series of images of a male investigators say is Williams sexually assaulting children as young as a year old. The documents say investigators have probable cause to believe Williams has committed sexual crimes and believe other hard drives in JCPD's possession could have even more evidence.
Do they believe that? You literally caught him in the act on tapes that he recorded. You believe he did it? Really? Over text guards just develop an apathy for their job. Yeah, they're understaffed. Around the United States, prisons are understaffed. It is infuriating.
Newly revealed documents suggest investigators have probable cause to believe Sean Williams allegedly committed aggravated. Investigators have probable cause to believe Sean.
That is what he currently looks like with his head shaved. Okay? This is what he looks like with his head shaved. Nothing like the creep you saw in the... I mean, he looks drastically different. So keep your eyes out. No doubt he planned to his attempted escape again, like he did a few months ago, as he shaved himself and changed his appearance drastically right before being transported. Okay, this is so gross. Welcome, Pookie. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Melon Felons. MFR. Understaffed and innocent people are paying for it. Absolutely. Absolutely. The local, right where he escaped, the schools, the residents, I believe they were saying there's I'm drawing a blank here. I'm sorry. This is just so disgusting. Hey, tattoos. All these types of understaffing in jails and on police forces direct results of defund the police movement. Mm. Mm-hmm.
Williams allegedly committed aggravated rape of a child, sexual exploitation of a minor, and unlawful photography and
52 assaults against women that were recorded, thousands of child pornography, as well as videos of he himself with as young as a 1-year-old baby. Okay. Welcome, Elise. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Welcome. Assert that Williams has participated in various sexual-based offenses for an ongoing and sustained time period. The likelihood of additional images being stored on other digital devices belonging to Williams to be highly likely, if not probable. This man is roaming the streets. He escaped Greenfield, Tennessee. He could be anywhere. Anywhere. Hey, Amy.
violation of privacy. Evidence to support those potential charges came after Williams' arrest on drug trafficking charges by Western Carolina University police in April. At least 4 of those alleged recorded assaults were against women who later filed police reports with Johnson City Police. They occurred between November 2019 and November 2020.
Can somebody explain to me from how he was able to assault 52 women, and even be out to get arrested on drug charges? Can we explain that one? Because what did they just say? What was the time period?
Of those alleged recorded assaults were against women who later filed police reports with Johnson City Police. They occurred between November 2019 and November 2020.
2019 to 2020, he was out roaming. Are you saying good morning to me, Miss Connie? I said good morning to you, honey. Unless there's another Jess in the chat, I apologize. 2019 to 2020, right? Why was he still out? Why was he able to do that? You know why? Because a lot of times victims aren't even believed. That's one reason. How? Why? What is going on over there? How is any of this possible?
According to an affidavit filed May 31st by 1st Judicial District Investigator Mike Little, Western Carolina University Police found several digital storage devices in Williams's car, which contained videos and photos of 52 women allegedly being sexually assaulted by Williams at his downtown Johnson City apartment. The affidavit says the assaults occurred while the women were unconscious. Investigators say they can identify Williams by his tattoos and face in the
Again, this is what he currently looks like. Keep your eyes peeled. 52 women. (2019, 2020, 21, 22). 4 years. I would love to know how many women went to the police in those 4 years and he was still out on the streets. Hey, Angela, they're the ones we know about, right? They even said there's likely more on other devices that they just haven't found yet. They believe it. And this man, again, is roaming the streets. He knocked on a woman's door to use her phone.
video. Among the files were over 5,000 images of child pornography, including 2 instances where investigators say Williams sexually assaulted children, one less than a year old and another under the age of 8. The hard drive.
1-year-old and under the age of 8, a 1-year-old and under the age of 8. 5,000 photos of children. They did. They said that women went to the police. I'm sure not all of the women. I mean, I'm sure all 52, they were unconscious, but it does say that women went to the police between 2019 and 2022. But yet he was out here, and if it wasn't for the fucking drug charges, he would have continued to roam the streets and assault women and children. The ones unfortunately less likely to be believed or cared about by society. Well, isn't that facts, Jay Renee? Under 1, right. Under 1 years old.
Drives contained file folders named after victims. 2 of those victims are detailed in additional search warrant affidavits filed by Little and JCPD investigator Thomas Sparks, one happening in 2019, the other in 2020. Both described the victims coming up to Williams's apartment. The 2019 victim told investigators she drank an alcoholic beverage from Williams, felt lethargic, and blacked out. The 2020 victim said she awoke to being sexually assaulted by Williams. Rape kits were completed on both women when they made their complaints. Little's affidavit.
And what did you do, Johnson police? Well, it makes you wonder that too, right? Hey, Captain Lee. Non-human human. He'd still be out here doing this. He is out here. They let him escape. After an attempted escape, they allowed him to escape. And I'm going to say allow because I absolutely refuse to believe that not one person heard this man breaking out. You know how hard it is to break out a window of a vehicle? Do you know how hard it is to do that? There's no way not one person heard him breaking that window, kicking out the window. This is sick. Who's helping this man?
It suggests there may be more evidence of Williams committing alleged sexual assaults. Almost a dozen digital storage devices were taken from Williams's apartment during a search warrant following Michaela Evans's fall from the 5th-story window in September 2020. In his conclusion, Little writes it is highly likely, if not probable, those devices contain additional images. He requested those items, thought to still be in evidence at JCPD, in his successful search warrant request. They had remained with the department since the original September 2020 search warrant. Sparks and Little's other search warrants requested an oral swab of Williams to test for possible DNA matches found in the rape kits from the.
Now, you guys heard what I heard, right? Well, I'm wondering, are they women of the street that are trying to make it by? Who's helping? You guys just heard what I heard, right? 2020 investigation. So why was he roaming the streets in 2023 to be pulled over on drug charges? They found all this evidence in 2020?
The original September 2020 search warrant. Sparks and Little's other search warrants requested an oral swab of Williams to test for possible DNA matches found in the rape kits from the 2019 and 2020 victims. Although
2019 and 2020 victims, why wasn't he in jail? What is going on? Oh, I know why. Because they let creeps like this motherfucker post bail and wait to hearings.
search warrants were obtained. We do not yet know if they produced any additional evidence. Little was also granted a search warrant for Meta, the parent company of Facebook, for information on Williams's Facebook profile. Williams has not been charged with any sexual assaults.
He has not been charged. They have legitimate evidence, 52 tapes with women's names on them. They've had 2 women come forward. They found photos with children. They found images of him with children, but he had not been charged. Do you hear that? Do you hear that? Hold on one second. I'm on my son's computer and there's like this phone call thing coming through. 1 minute. Does anybody know how I can stop this call from coming through? So yeah, we heard that at the end, right? After everything this news report just told us, you heard the ending, right? He has not been charged. How? How? How was he free with over 5,000 images of children? They had all the evidence in front of him. All right, the call stopped. Let's rewind that.
Williams' Facebook profile. Williams has not been charged with any sexual assaults.
We just listened to over 4 minutes of them telling us all the evidence they had against this man, including 2 women that were victims, but he had not been charged. What the fuck is that? What is that? Why was it? What are they doing over there? Oh, they need to investigate the police. I'm sorry, this is too much. Had not been charged. Had not been charged. That was a month ago, by the way. Okay, that was a month ago. Did I play this one? 1 second. Yeah, it's just the one I played. Give me 1 second, because there's more. So as a day ago, again, mind you all. Oh, wait, was it this one I played? Yeah, it was this one. This man is still roaming the streets, okay? What do you guys think? You guys think he has inside help?
New
Put a 1 in the
tonight
chat.
on the manhunt for an escaped inmate out of Greene County. Jailers offering information about how he could have escaped, plus a growing reward for information. We've been following the search for 52-year-old Sean Williams for more than 24 hours now.
More than 24 hours now. We're on day 3. Take a look at this man's photo. Tell us. Please tell us. Tell us how he escaped. How did he escape? But they had women that came forward. They had 2 women, one in 2019 and one in 2020. So they had the victims of his. Okay, if I can see if maybe one woman came forward and they were like, yeah, but there's not, yeah, I don't know, right? But the second woman with the same man comes forward? How?
Johnson City Police call Williams a serial rapist facing several felony charges, including production of child pornography, child rape, sexual battery, and drug-related charges. And as we've told you, he escaped custody yesterday morning. Now, he was being transported from the jail in Laurel County, Kentucky, to the federal courthouse in Greenville. That's when he somehow got out of his restraints, kicked out the back window of the transport van, and ran. We're now learning that the transport team found a paper clip near where Williams was seated and say he may have used that to free himself. So far, the U.S. Marshal's Office says there are still
A paper clip he used to free himself from the cuffs, kicking out a window. He kicked out a window. You know how hard you'd have to kick out that window? All this makes me sick to my stomach is really checklist. The fact that they have plenty of evidence, but still no arrest was made. And the fact that they allowed him to escape. I agree. How?
no solid leads in the search for Williams, but the reward for information leading to his capture has now been increased to $7,500. This intense search has the entire community, as you can imagine, including a nearby assisted living facility, taking some extra safety precautions.
When it first came through, we weren't sure if it was actually a real call, and we checked it out and found out what was really happening, that someone was on the loose. Thought that was strange for the area because normally Greenville's a pretty quiet town, and didn't think a whole lot of it at first. But the more we started thinking about it, we decided that the residents should all come in, and we locked the front door.
We're told Williams was last seen wearing a tan prison jumpsuit, and officials say he now has a shaved head. If you see him, do not approach. Just call 911.
The U.S. Marshal for the Eastern
Paperclip. Paperclip. There was a transport team and they all messed up. Where were they while he was kicking the window out? Where were they? I think that even the gentleman that is investigating this believes that he had help. If we listen to back here, he says as much.
So we're conducting 2 different investigations at the same time, so that if we find that there was any facilitation of this in any shape, form, or fashion, negligence of it, we will be seeking prosecution against anybody that might have had any involvement in that.
Well, you know what? I think we can all help you out and let you know there was absolutely, without a doubt, negligence. Absolutely, without a doubt, there was negligence. It takes a whole lot to kick out a window, especially of a prison transport van. You would think they would be a little bit harder to kick out, right? They're all the same damn reports. It doesn't matter which report you go to, you get the same little, you know. All right, so let's see. So somebody said there's articles that explain it a little bit better. I personally don't think there's much explanation to be given. They had literally women come forward. So, Greenfield, Tennessee, U.S. Marshals overseeing the search for escaped federal detainee Sean Williams said they received no credible leads for a couple of days and that Williams could very well be out of the Greenfield area, but wants area residents to remain vigilant. Percentage-wise, the longer we go without any sightings, the higher the likelihood that he has made it out of Greenfield area. Jolly added that with 72 hours having elapsed since Williams jumped out of a van that was taking him to a federal court hearing here on ground, aerial searches aren't planned for Saturday. They're not even planning aerial searches. Why not? This is a serial rapist. Every woman and child out there is in danger. Why aren't we doing aerial searches? Okay. That could change at a moment's notice if we receive something of value. You know what's of value? People's lives, people's safeties. I would think that would be enough value to get every damn person you can hunting down this person. 51-year-old who lived in downtown Johnson City until mid-2021, Williams stands accused of numerous federal and state crimes and is also the central figure in 2 federal lawsuits that have been filed against the city of Johnson City. Oh, federal lawsuits, huh? As police departments and several officers. Those suits claim he was a serial rapist whose alleged crimes were overlooked or inadequately investigated. So the two women that came forward and they were obviously ignored to the point where this man was able to continue the assaults against others are suing the police station. Can we put some clappy hands in the chat? Because these women need the encouragement. Good on you. Good on you. They clearly ignored these women. And he was able to make more victims. Good on them. Hey, Air Force. Hey, sweet. Unbelievable. The Laurel County KY jail was holding Williams on behalf of the federal government, and 2 jailers were transporting him to a Wednesday hearing when he escaped. Well, you know, I hope this helps their case out because clearly this man absolutely, without a doubt, has help from within inside, okay? Despite having entered the van for the trip shackled and handcuffed, he escaped around 8:30 a.m. and was seen still wearing tan jail scrubs by several people that morning. Why aren't these people wearing orange? Why aren't they wearing red? Why are they wearing tan, which can blend in with an average citizen? Especially when they are of such high crimes. It makes no sense. While he shaved his head several days for the escape, Jolly said Williams likely has a week's growth of hair and probably looks more like the photo the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation, TBI, has released showing him with short hair. So the one on my thumbnail. Jolly said while Williams has had plenty of time to figure out a way to leave the area, I have seen these searches go on for days and the fugitive turned out to be not far from the escape site. Well, Danilo Cavalcante is a perfect example of that. He wasn't very far from where he escaped. Matter of fact, he was like a 10-minute walk, and then he stole the van and was about a 45-minute. No, he wasn't on work release. He was just allowed to be freed. He was just free. And then they finally picked him up on the warrant, drug charges. He was being transported and he escaped. Thus, I want to continue to urge local citizens to be vigilant and keep their eyes open for anything that appears unusual on their properties or farms. Someone does see something suspicious, they should call 911 and someone from law enforcement will come to check it out rather than checking it out on their own. You know what? I think at this point, if you are an armed citizen, I think you should check it out on your own. I think you should absolutely, we should have the residents take care of this man because obviously the police aren't doing it. The police just aren't doing it. I've seen plenty of strange things happen in these cases, and I don't want to say anything that would cause citizens in the Greenville area to let their guard down. William faces federal charges including production of child pornography and attempted escape related to an alleged July escape attempt. Okay, so he was already high risk. He also faces state counts of child rape. The investigation is continuing into potential charges based on alleged evidence of Williams committing and recording in video or still images dozens of rapes of adult women in his Johnson City apartment. Potential. Alleged. You literally have video and images of him doing it, but yet we're still going to put potential and alleged in this article? Really? What about the baby? What about the under 8-year-old child? Are we going to name them? Unreal. Williams is still in a judicial process, which he is trying to avoid by escaping, and we want him back in that process to face those charges. Those charges aren't going away, neither are we. Unreal. Okay, so this one was updated at 2:30 p.m. Oh, 2 days ago, though. A man indicted on multiple counts of state and federal child sex charges and who was at the center of a lawsuit alleging multiple rapes that were ignored by the Johnson City Police Department. Yeah, they were ignored. They were absolutely ignored. Williams' arrest in North Carolina this spring came after he was reported to have fled Tennessee in 2021. He was then transferred to Kentucky after an escape attempt in July. But now, although he reportedly was spotted in Greenville shortly after his escape, he has not yet been located by authorities. Oh. The microphone broke and I'm like rigging it up. So give me 1 second. If that hurt your ears, I do apologize, but I dropped this. Let's read that again. Williams' arrest in North Carolina this spring came after he was reported to have fled Tennessee. So this man, not only was he already high risk for being an escape, attempted escape, he had help from the cops that drove him. There's no other way. No other way. Where'd he get a paperclip? Where'd he get a paperclip? Who is Sean Williams? A Johnson City businessman. What? Sean Williams was a successful businessman in Johnson City when former Assistant U.S. Attorney Kateri Dahl began investigating multiple allegations of sexual assault against him in 2020. Those reports and how they were allegedly mishandled for years by the Johnson City Police Department are at the center of a federal lawsuit filed by Dahl. Oh, so the U.S. Attorney's filing against them. Ah, that's interesting, huh? So who doesn't want this dude talking? What does he know? 5,000 photos, and they believe to be more, of children alone. 52 assaults that he recorded and named the women on the tapes. Who's all involved? Who's being protected here? Dahl's suit filed in 2022 claims she was brought into a potential federal case against Williams on November 13th of 2020. But her efforts were blocked by the police department. They blocked her efforts. So here's what's ironic, right? I didn't know any of this, but I knew immediately that this man had help because it is nearly impossible to kick out and escape without anybody noticing. Okay? I'm sorry, Samantha, that's scary. Is this going to lead to a big ring being uncovered again? Wow. Wow. The suit also claims that after Dahl was able to obtain a lesser indictment on an ammunition charge in April 2021, the police department delayed serving the warrant and facilitated his flight from justice. She is claiming the police delayed and facilitated his flight from justice. Oh. 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 Keep up the good fight, ma'am, because we believe you. Then she was improperly terminated. Oh, my Lord. Hey, meow. Oh, my Lord. No cameras on the vehicles? Even school buses have cameras, right, Jay Renee? Divinely guided. Tell me about it. Tell me there is not something going on here. Wow. Her efforts were blocked by the police. She said they delayed serving the warrant when she was able to get different charges, when they weren't going to follow through on the fact that he is a serial rapist. They then delayed serving the warrant, and she said they facilitated his flight from justice. Then she was improperly terminated. Oh, my Lord. When Sean Williams, in the wake of Dawes' lawsuit, 9 women, okay, it's no longer 2, it is 9 women, have filed a lawsuit against the city. The Johnson City Police Chief retired, and the city hired an outside auditor to review the police department's policies and procedures for sexual assault investigations. The report, released in July, found the department met neither legal requirements nor industry standards. So, oh, Lord. Wow. 9 women filed a lawsuit against the city. 9 women. I'm sure 9 of his 52 victims. And it was determined that they failed their legal requirements and industry standards. Despite the federal ammunition indictment, Williams remained free for 2 years until he was arrested in Callaway, North Carolina on April 29th. 2 years. 2 years despite a federal warrant. 2 years. Oh, without a doubt. Look at the whole force, because this is gross. Unbelievable. A part-time Western Carolina University police officer on patrol found Williams asleep in his vehicle, and a search allegedly revealed more than 12 ounces of cocaine and 14 ounces of methamphetamine. 12 ounces of cocaine, 14. Oh. Why are they involved, Jay Renee? Is this an entire ring that is going to be busted wide open? What is going on? How many of you think that this man is going to be found deceased? Williams was transferred to federal custody as those charges took precedence over the state drug charges. Why was he sent to Kentucky? Sean Williams was being held in federal custody in a Washington County detention facility in Jonesboro, Tennessee. Court records say after an escaped attempt in July, he was moved to Laurel County Detention Facility in London, Kentucky. Okay. So after he attempted an escape. In September, Williams was indicted on Washington County, Tennessee, on multiple counts of child rape, sexual battery, sexual exploitation of a minor. 3 cases show the charges date as far back as 2008. 2008. So they have 2 videos of him with children. 1, a baby. Okay. Now we see here there are multiple counts of child R, sexual battery, and sexual exploitation. 3 cases show the charges date as far back as 2008. So if they date, the cases date all the way back to 2008. Williams was also indicted in federal charges on 3 counts of producing child pornography that mirror the state charges, with 3 victims between 2009 and 2020. He was set for trial in January. Mm, 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 mm. On October 18th, Williams was scheduled to appear in the U.S. District Court of Greenville for a hearing and had been placed in a Laurel County, Kentucky transport. So now he's back in Kentucky's hands. It was Kentucky's hands that allowed him to escape through. Okay. Court records show that it was not until the transport van arrived to the Greenville courthouse at approximately 8:30 a.m. that Williams' escape was detected. So they didn't hear it. They didn't see it. They don't know when he did it. Wow. Wasn't until they arrived where they were going that they even realized he wasn't there. The detention deputy went to the back of the van and saw the back window had been kicked out. Lord, they are taking us to be fools. This is unbelievable. During travel, it appears that the inmate was able to utilize a component of the fan's headrest to free himself from his hand restraint and then to pry the protective screening and force the side window out of the rear transport vehicle. Listen to the steps this man went through. Okay, listen to the steps this man went through. While he is cuffed, he is able to take the back of the van's headrest and free his hand restraints and then pry the protective screening. Okay, he pries it and forced the side window of the rear transport vehicle. He then exited the vehicle through the window area. He was spotted moments later covered with blood in the Davis Street area of Greenville. Why wasn't he being guarded? Why? Yeah, he should be fired. The intensive manhunt that started Wednesday had been scaled back. You scaled it back? We're now on Sunday. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So we're 5 days into this man escaping? 5 days? We have not had any confirmed sightings of Williams in quite a few hours now. Jolly says Friday afternoon, we're focusing more on the investigative piece with several agencies working jointly on the investigation. Well, I sure as hell hope it's not the same agencies that worked on his original charges and claims. None of this makes sense. Nope. The escape itself, what Jolly called the how of it, remains under investigation because they know he had to have had help. They know he had to have had help. He could not have done this, excuse me, on his own. How he was able to escape undetected by transport officers, okay, we're plural, officers, several officers on this van, and they didn't see it. We certainly have many questions of our own. I sure hope so. The corruption needs to stop. Jolly stressed that local residents should remain cautious and call in if they believe they've seen Williams. We still have a lot of people ready to respond immediately if we get a sighting. A reward up to $7,500 is now being offered for information leading to his arrest. $7,000 for a serial rapist against women and children? Several thousand? How much did your officers make when they ignored all his crimes? U.S. Marshal Service is offering up to $5,000 and TBI is offering up to $2,500 for information leading to Williams' arrest. But don't forget, if you happen to see this man, okay, and you want the money, you want the offer, right? Make sure you call this number because if you dial 911, they won't give you the reward. Yeah, that's how they operate. Just like they had a reward out for a man and a lady and her husband called 911, spotted him, and led to him being arrested and detained and prosecuted. And they turned around and said, well, sorry, ma'am, but you called 911. You didn't call us. And try not to give her the $5,000 reward. Because these people are all corrupt. Okay, every single last one of them. The fact that they are offering $7,000 for this man is absolutely asinine. And the fact that they don't have any aerial searches going on is sick. Right, dead or alive. I have a feeling this is going to end with him not being alive, Kerm the Frog. That's what I have a feeling of. There is clearly some corruption going on here, and it began in California and went all the way to Kentucky and has landed here in Tennessee. The corruption runs deep. This is unbelievable. Thank you, Liz Keller of Knoxville News. You gave very detailed information here. Much appreciate it. No solid leads 3 days ago. Reward increases new tattoo photos. Let's see his tattoo photos and then we'll wrap this up. This is this man's tattoo photos. Is that coming up on your screen? Yes, it is. 1 of 4. This is what he looks like without his curly, creepy hair and his glasses. And there's another one of his tattoos. Upper arm. And then on his knuckle. Children. Children. What do you guys think? What's everybody think? Tennessee's most wanted fugitive. Most wanted fugitive. Why wasn't your most wanted fugitive being heavily guarded? Why wasn't he wearing a bright red or orange jumpsuit? Because a man that jumps out and he's wearing khakis can kind of, blend in. The reward. Nobody wants your measly $7,000 fucking dollars. We want children and women to be safe. How generous. U.S. Marshals, $5,000. What a fucking insult. $5,000. This man is an extreme danger to society, and they're offering a measly $5,000. Ugh. Sean Williams has formally been charged with escape. He has formally been charged with escape. Oh, yay. Numerous charges in Northeast Tennessee, including child from Laurel County, Kentucky to federal court in Greenville, Tennessee when he made his escape. Ay, this is unreal. Look at him. Look at him. Look at all these different photos of him. Oh my God. He's smirking in all of them. So, by the way, this man is about 5'11", 170 pounds. He has hazel eyes and brown hair. Fucking creep. He's a demon. It's an insult. No wonder the public does not trust the police. 3 victims, nothing being done. You got a lady who was actually fired for trying to see that something was done about him, who clearly was busting her ass and working extremely hard to see that this man was held accountable for his crime against women. And what do? They fire her. Yep. She gets fired. She gets fired and he gets to escape. Oh, now all of a sudden I can't read it? Come on. Jail scrubs. Whatever. Assistant U.S. Attorney. Cattery Dahl. Good on you. Good on you, Assistant U.S. Attorney. Good on you to the 3 women that also filed against the police and all the corruption there. It is clear as day there is corruption. And I hope his victims get justice. And I hope these police are held accountable. Deputies were breaking up fight in another courtroom and left him alone. Who was that, Copa? So yeah, this is where we're at, guys. This creep, this man, this dangerous man with over 52 victims of RAP, with over 5,000 photos of children and distribution of children in a sexual manner, and with victims of his that are children, is now roaming the streets. Okay. This man is out here somewhere for a measly $5,000. $5,000. Okay. And yeah, this is where we're at. So doesn't matter what state you're in. I don't think they don't even think they believe he's any longer in Tennessee. If you are anywhere in Tennessee or around states around Tennessee, keep your eyes open, keep your eyes peeled. This man is clearly a danger. Crazy nurse. Welcome. And yeah, there is some corruption going on here. And without a doubt, there's zero doubt in my mind. I mean, when the U.S. attorney has to file a suit saying there's corruption, if they would have listened to his original victim back in 2019, the crime's going all the way back to 2009, none of this would be taking place today. But for some reason, somebody somewhere just helped this man escape again. Puts a video on Robert Rutherford. Kentucky is a horrible place for corruption. The attorney general of my town stole from the child support division for over $80,000 and then was elected for our judge. Make that make sense? Yeah, let's make that make sense, Booberry. Well, hopefully this brings national attention to Kentucky and to what was the other original one? Can't even think of the name of the police station. This is all just so much information. And something is done about this because this is unacceptable. This is sick. And the fact that they're not even pursuing aerial, they're sitting back and saying, well, until we get, a sighting, we're just going to what? What are you just going to do? The worst crimes that can be committed. And he was allowed to continue those crimes from the report in 2019 up until 2023. Oh, small town. You guys know. I know. Small town corruption is absolutely real. Thank you, Loki's mom. Thank all of you for being here with me today. I'm going to keep this one nice and short so that anybody coming in on the replay will watch it because this is important and people need to watch it. Okay, everybody needs to be aware that this monster is currently roaming the streets. A serious danger to everybody. And yeah, protect yourselves. 5 days. 5 days now. Sick. I think we're going to stay on top of this one because I want to follow up where these lawsuits land. I want to see his 3 victims that filed lawsuits, and I want to see the state attorney that filed lawsuits. I want to see them win. Obvious corruption going on here, and we're going to stay on top of it. I hope you all have a great Sunday, and I will see you all again shortly. Please hit the thumbs up, and thank you again for being here.